Over the course of more than a decade, the conservatorship of Britney Spears has been a topic of considerable interest in the media and legal circles, and in public conversation. Significant questions have been raised regarding autonomy, mental health, and the role of the legal system in safeguarding persons while potentially infringing on their rights as a result of this legal arrangement, which placed the pop diva under the supervision of her father and other conservators who were appointed by him. This video presents a complete legal analysis of Britney Spears' conservatorship, including an examination of its beginnings, the legal framework that governs it, the disputes that have arisen as a result of it, and the broader implications that it has for conservatorship laws in the United States. The beginning of the conservatorship organization. After a string of well-publicized personal and professional issues, Britney Spears was placed under conservatorship in 2008. This occurred for the first time in 2008, since she was struggling with mental health issues and substance misuse. At the time, the court determined that she was unable to handle her own affairs adequately. Her father, Jamie Spears, was given the authority to make choices regarding her personal life and finances after being named as her conservator to oversee her affairs. In the United States, the legal notion of conservatorship refers to the appointment of a guardian or protector by a court to handle the financial affairs or day-to-day living of another individual who is unable to do so owing to physical or mental limitations, or because of his or her advanced age. The conservatorship of the person and the conservatorship of the estate are the two basic types of conservatorship schemes. In the instance of Britney, her conservatorship included both of these aspects. The legal structure of conservatorships including, in general, conservatorships are intended to safeguard individuals who are unable to care for themselves, although the legal basis for conservatorships differs from state to state. The law in the state of California, which is where Britney's conservatorship was established, sets particular procedures and requirements for the appointment of conservatorships and the maintenance of conservatorships. The conservatorship of the individual is a legal arrangement that entails making choices for personal requirements such as healthcare, food, clothes, and residence according to the laws of California. The administration of the individual's financial affairs, which may include the payment of bills, the collection of revenue, and the management of investments, is called a conservatorship of the estate. Additionally, a conservator is obligated to operate in the best interests of the conservatee, guaranteeing the conservatee's well-being as well as their financial stability. In order to establish a conservatorship, a petition must be submitted to the court, which is then followed by an in-depth inquiry to decide whether or not the conservatorship is absolutely necessary and whether or not it is appropriate. Among the factors that the court takes into consideration are medical evidence, testimonials from parties involved, and the qualifications of the potential conservator. With regard to the legal challenges and controversies, there have been numerous legal challenges and controversies surrounding Britney Spears' conservatorship, the majority of which have centered on concerns around her autonomy and the possibility that she has abused her power. Critics contend that the conservatorship, and more specifically the control that Jamie Spears exercised over Britney, violated her personal liberties and autonomy to a much greater extent than was required for her protection. Britney herself was one of the most outspoken critics of the situation. She portrayed the conservatorship as abusive during a dramatic court hearing that took place in June 2021. She went into detail about how she was forced to work against her choice, take drugs, and conform to stringent personal and financial constraints. A desire to reclaim control over her life and put an end to the conservatorship was communicated by her expression. Several issues that have been brought to light by Britney's case have been brought to the attention of legal professionals and activists for conservatorship reform. Inadequate oversight. Some people believe that Jamie Spears' actions as conservator were not adequately supervised, and they suggest that this was the case. In light of this, questions were raised regarding the possibility of conflicts of interest and financial abuse. The duration and scope of conservatorships are normally designed to be transitory or to be addressed on a quarterly basis in order to evaluate the necessity of the position. Britney's conservatorship, on the other hand, lasted for more than 13 years and exerted a tremendous amount of control over both her personal and professional life. Stigma connected with mental health. The case highlights the stigma that is connected with mental health concerns and how it can be used to justify harsh measures such as conservatorship without appropriate evaluation of alternatives that are less restrictive. The conservatorship brought up questions regarding the rights of conservatees, including the rights to contest their conservatorship, the ability to choose their legal representation, and the right to have their wishes and autonomy respected. Recent developments in the law and Britney's attempt to win her freedom. Over the past few years, the court struggle regarding Britney's conservatorship has become more intense. This is mostly attributable to her efforts as well as the public support that has been galvanized by the #FreeBritney movement. This grassroots movement, which was started by fans, advocated for Britney's freedom and urged for a more thorough examination of the conservatorship. During the month of September 2021, an important legal event took place when Judge Brenda Penny suspended Jamie Spears from his position as conservator of Britney's estate. The reason given was that his involvement had created a particularly poisonous environment. A significant turning point in Britney's legal battle was reached when this decision was made, which paved the path for the possibility of the conservatorship being terminated. As a consequence, the conservatorship was officially dissolved in November of 2021, thereby restoring Britney's independence with regard to her personal and financial matters. This judicial win was praised by her supporters, and it brought attention to the necessity of reforming conservatorship rules in order to prevent scenarios that are similar to those that have occurred in the past. Broader repercussions for conservatorship laws. The case of Britney Spears has had far-reaching repercussions, which has prompted a reevaluation of the laws and policies that govern conservatorship. The following are some of the most important areas that could benefit from reform. Enhancement of supervision and accountability. There is a rising demand for more stringent supervision systems to guarantee that conservators act in the best interests of the conservatees and to prevent abuse of authority. This includes conducting independent audits and evaluations on a regular basis. Considerations regarding mental health. The case has brought to light the necessity of adopting a more sophisticated approach to conservatorships that involve situations involving individuals who have mental health problems. It is important to investigate other options that put an emphasis on support and autonomy rather than control. Rights of conservatees. The primary focus of reform should be on enhancing the rights of conservatees. These rights should include the right to legal counsel, the capacity to challenge conservatorships, and the implementation of more stringent safeguards to guarantee that their preferences are honored. Education and awareness of the public. An increased public awareness and understanding of conservatorships can enable individuals and families to make decisions based on accurate information and to seek legal remedies when they are required to do so. 5. Policy and legislative changes. Legislators at both the state and federal levels are being pushed to study and alter conservatorship legislation in order to address the gaps and concerns that have been brought to light by high-profile cases such as Britney Spears. Precedents in the law and possible future directions. The removal of Britney Spears from conservatorship makes a significant contribution to the development of legal precedent. This demonstrates that even conservatorships that have been in place for a long time can be challenged and terminated if they are no longer serving the best interests of the property that is being conserved. Other people who are currently subject to conservatorships have already been motivated by this case, seek the advice of legal counsel, and reevaluate their circumstances. The function of advocacy for mental health policy. The advocacy for mental health has been an essential component in bringing attention to the problems that have arisen inside Britney Spears' conservatorship. As an alternative to resorting to restrictive legal measures, organizations that are dedicated to protecting the rights of people with mental health have underlined the significance of giving help and services to persons who are experiencing difficulties with their mental health. A paradigm shift in the way the legal system addresses mental health is something that advocates are advocating for. They argue for a greater emphasis on recovery-oriented techniques that allow individuals to regain control over their life with appropriate support, rather than imposing conservatorships that may damage their autonomy and self-determination. Despite the fact that campaigners and legal professionals are continuing to press for changes in conservatorship legislation, it is necessary to strike a balance between the need for protection and respect for personal freedom and dignity whenever possible. The case of Britney Spears serves as a potent reminder that the legal system must continue to develop in order to better serve and protect the people it is intended to assist throughout its existence. The lessons that were learned from one of the most high-profile judicial battles of our time will surely continue to shape the conversation that surrounds conservatorships. Please like, comment, and share our video with your friends. Do subscribe to our channel. Remember to click the bell icon to receive the most recent updates.